Hey, my friends, I just wanted to talk to you today about it's okay not to be okay, giving yourself some grace this Christmas. Let's talk about what grief actually is. I have three definitions. Grief is the normal and natural reaction to significant loss of any kind. Grief is the conflicting feelings caused by the end or change in a familiar pattern of behavior. And finally, grief is the feeling of reaching out to someone who's always been there, only to find out when you need them one more time they are no longer there. I wanted to talk to you real quick also about the typical responses associated with grief. Reduced concentration, a sense of numbness, disrupted sleeping patterns, changed eating habits, roller coaster of emotional energy. Can you relate to any of them? I know I can. In my life, I've had loss and I've actually, been through all of those. And I think one of the ones probably that stands out the most for me would be the disrupted sleeping patterns where you never really get a good night's sleep. You're waking up maybe 2 or 3 times in the night. Also, today I wanted to talk to you about most common information on the topic of grief. Number one, time heals. Time does not heal. Action within time does. We know people who have waited 10, 20, and 30, even 40 years to feel better. Grieve alone. This is another big one. Often this advice is implied, give your mom more space if she's lost like a significant person in her life, like an uncle or even a father or a mother, or he just needs a few moments alone in the other room. And as children, when we were children, we learned that this means that sad feelings should be hidden and experienced alone, and that's further from the truth. Let's look at another one that we hear a lot. Be strong. Usually the griever is asked to be strong for others. You have to be strong for your wife or be strong for your children. Here's another one. Don't feel bad. This is usually followed by a true statement, but it's not helpful at all to the griever. When I meant true statement, I meant intellectually. Don't feel bad as suffering is over, or don't feel bad, at least you had her as long as you did. Did you hear that? Again, we lose somebody and somebody may say, don't feel bad, his suffering is over. Don't feel bad, at least you knew her as long as you did. While in all good intentions, people are saying that in good intentions, but in all reality, it's not helpful. What about some of these other ones? Replace the loss. This is common with a pet loss or the end of a romantic relationship. On Tuesday, we're going to get you a new dog, or, there's a man or a woman who breaks up with their significant other, and somebody will tell them, well, there's plenty in the fish in the sea. You just have to get out there and date. Most likely, there has been no action taken to grieve over the loss of the pet or the relationship, just in an attempt at not feeling the emotions attached to the loss. You think about it, you have a dog for so many years, and it's just not that easy just to go out and get another one, or somebody who's been in a long-term relationship and even a divorce, and somebody tells them, well, go out and date, there's plenty of fish in the sea. But if you haven't dealt with the emotional pain attached to the loss, because you're hurt, you're grieving, you may be upset, maybe they committed adultery on you, or maybe they cheated on you, maybe they weren't honest, but still, you had this connection with them, and it's just not that easy. That's why we need to take action. And here's another one that we hear when we experience loss. Somebody will tell us just to keep busy. Well, if I just keep busy, then I won't have time to think about the loss. This one is sad because most people spend their whole lives with this mentality and never get a chance to grieve and complete what was unfinished with the particular loss. Do you have any unfinished grief in your life? If you or someone you know is struggling with grief this holiday season, please know that you're not alone. There is help available. I hear so many stories, and this really touches my heart that there's so many people who are struggling, so many people who are dealing with significant loss. And we're all grievers once again. And again, my name is Frank Wyatt. I am a grief recovery method specialist, and I want to support you along your journey through grief. I'm one of many grief recovery method specialists, and I would just like to talk to you if you'd like more information about changing your life and finding peace once and for all. Again, you have permission this year to say it's okay not to be okay. I don't know your pain, what you're going through. I know that you found this video or you found this podcast because you did a search, and maybe you're just sitting alone and you think nobody understands. Well, I don't understand your pain. I don't understand your loss, but I know what it's like to lose somebody very close. And I feel like I'm talking to some folks today. You just don't know what to do. You lost somebody who's been a part of your life for a very, very long time. And maybe there's some things that you had planned with this person, and now you feel like you have no purpose. But I can tell you through this grief recovery method, there is healing that takes place. I'm going to be honest with you, it takes some work. When I went through this training to be a grief recovery method specialist, I actually, in order to get certified, we had to do the work. And when I first went, I had good intentions. My intentions were that I'm going to be able to be more effective to the folks that I serve on a daily basis. But you know what I discovered? I know you're going to ask me what I discovered. I discovered how broken I was. I discovered how broken I was, and I realized, wow, there was some grief in my life that I haven't dealt with, and there's still grief relationships that I'm still going through that process. But I can tell you that it sure has changed me. I know that it can change you too. I'm willing to give 100% investment in your life. And right now, you don't even have to, to be concerned about any fees, because there's help out there for that. And I really just want you to get better. And we can just talk about that. But there's people that have invested in this program, because it's very expensive to go through, but a lot of work goes involved. But you know what? You're worth it. If I just change one person's life, it sure is worth it, my friend, and you're worth it. So you can reach out to me at 937-732-5868, 937-732-5868, and I would be honored to talk to you. You can also email me at coach@frankwyatt.com. And remember, healing is possible. You need to take the first steps to finding peace and comfort this Christmas. You take care, my friend.